Huge wins for the men and women's basketball team tonight. Big wins, big conference wins. CSI, the men, improved to 11-3 in the conference and 17-6 overall, while the women, 94-34, they just beat up Medgar Evers. And I want to discuss the women, and the women improved to 11-3 overall in the conference as well as 14-9 overall. I want to start with the women for CSI. 94-34, I know it's Medgar Evers. Medgar Evers women have never been good. They dropped to 0-22. 1-22 overall, 0-14 tonight. They're not a good club, let's be honest. But you liked what you saw from CSI. Anytime you struggle against the Medgar Evers women's team, you got issues. That was not the case today. 94-34. It was pure domination from the word go. And one thing that has struck me in the last 3 games for the women is the presence of Megan Meyer. Now, the women need Megan Meyer to be the Megan Meyer that we know she can be. That outside, now she was 9 for 11 shooting, 6 for 8 from behind the arc, 24 points tonight. Again, I know it's Medgar Evers, but she's been struggling. First half of the year, she was not playing up to her potential. Now she is. The last 3-4 games, she's playing the way Megan Meyer can play. And she's shooting from behind the arc that we know she can shoot. She has one of the most fiercest shots from behind the arc that I've seen in my 6 seasons calling CSI women's basketball. I've seen a lot of girls with a lot of good outside shots on CSI women's basketball. Meyer is vicious. She's deadly, and she can kill you, especially when she's on. She was on tonight, and she's been on the last 4 games. Rack up 24 for Megan tonight. Pastor she's just a diamond, man. I mean, she's just an absolute stud. She's a diamond in the rough. 16 points in 16 minutes for Christina, who nabbed Kuniak Rookie of the Week honors earlier today. 10 time in 11 weeks that she's done that. She's just incredible. Gallinaro added 14 points, 7 steals, 5 assists. So, it's all clicking for CSI, and I was not so much worried about the women, and now they'll face Baruch on Friday at 5:30. But I was more worried for the men in terms of this being a trap game. I had every much confidence that the women were going to go out there and just destroy them. I don't know if I was expecting 94-34, but I was expecting an easy win. You got the women out of the way. They're clicking. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games. This is the team that we knew they could be. I was much worried about the men because, not a knock on them, but Medgar Evers men's basketball, you never know what you're going to get with them. They show up to play, they'll kick your ass. They don't show up to play, they're going to get their asses kicked. And tonight, at home, they got their asses kicked. CSI just went up and down the floor with them. Now, they were up 10-2 on CSI. And if you're watching that game on Sportsnet, you're thinking the same thing I was thinking. Uh-oh. Trap game. CSI is falling into the trap game mentality. They were looking ahead to the big road conference win. Road conference game versus Baruch. They're down 10-2. This isn't looking good. They rose up again. Counted as another comeback win for the Cardiac Kids. Fonseca, 34 points. He's just on fire. Career high 19 rebounds. Chatino also had a double-double. 19 points, 11 assists. One thing I will say about CSI men's basketball. We were down 11 versus John Jay at home. They were down 10-2 to the second worst team in the conference in Medgar Evers today. While this team is 17-6 overall, 11-3 in the conference, they win. They've won a lot this season. You cannot take away the fact that when they have started off slow against the good teams, they have not been able to come back. They couldn't come back on Baruch at home. They lost by 9. They couldn't come back against Lehman, who kicked their butt. And they couldn't come back against Brooklyn College, who absolutely murdered them. Outside of CSI, those are the 3 best teams in the conference. If you're CSI and you're thinking of going a little bit further than people thought you were going to go, they are going to have to work on coming out of the gate more stronger. More aggressive. You can get by falling behind. Hell, you can get by falling behind 15-2 to Medgar Evers. Chance so you'll come back. You could do that against John Jay. You can't do that against any other team in the conference. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And they know that. The coaching staff knows that. The players know that. It's just now executing that and actually doing it. You could say it and say it and say it and say it and say it, but you have to do it. They have to start the games better. They don't come out of the gate against Baruch on the road on Friday. Game will be over. Give Baruch the win at halftime. The same with Lehman at home. Have to be more crisp. So, the women, 94-34. Megan Meyer coming back to Megan Meyer form. That's what they need. CSI, they can have Pastor Toro. She does her thing. One woman can't do it. Gallinaro, okay. You need that 3-headed monster. For Bosie, when she's on, she's on. Cray. But Megan Meyer is that tough presence on the floor. And that girl that can kick your ass from behind the arc. They need Megan Meyer from downtown. And they're starting to get that. Women are cruising right now. Even though the overall record doesn't show it, that's because they started off really slow. They are cruising. The men are cruising too, but there's a lot of kinks in the armor. This team can get exposed very easily against a very good team. Very easily. They can't get lackadaisical. They can't get too high. If they do, they're not making it to the championship game. It's as simple as that. Now, they locked up a top 4 spot tonight. If you're CSI, you better hope that if you're not fixing this stuff, you get the 2 seed. Because if you go 3 or 4, and you have to get York or anybody else, I don't know. Them with the 2 seed, they'll probably get Medgar Evers. They'll probably get Medgar Evers. Or John Jay. They get Medgar Evers or John Jay, because CCNY is out. They would either get Medgar Evers or John Jay. They've been down to both teams. Down by 11 at home to John Jay. That's probably where they're going to play. They are going to play there. They have to clean a lot of stuff up. There's a lot of good things. A lot of good things. There's more good things than bad things for the men's team. I'm not knocking them. But there are a few things that if you continue to do those things against Baruch, Lehman, Brooklyn College, just pack it up and move on. Back after this.